Hey guys, it's been a little while. I thought I'd do an update, and there's lots of new things that I don't think are in any of the other videos, as you might be able to see right here. And I didn't even go back to look and see if I talked about this, but this is a 440 that I kind of went through. The original plan was to do a 361 from a 62, but I got a hold of this 440 and decided to build it. It's a late 70s 440, so it's low compression. It's not some race motor or nothing. I didn't do anything with the pistons. It was low miles. It's a car motor, not a truck motor, or an RV motor. I believe it's from a 77 Newport. So a far newer Newport than this one. um, yeah, so essentially I am dressing it up as a 413. So it's literally like a sheep in lion's clothing, I guess, if you want to say that. Um, 413s all back then were black everything, complete everything was painted black on them. The 361s, I believe, were painted silver. Um, I like the idea of painting it silver with the gold valve covers because I thought it would look really sharp, and I think it does. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Um, Turned out the cam bearings were shot, which is fine because I was doing a cam swap on it anyway. It's got a like an HP era equivalent cam in it now, which was cheap to do, and kind of while I'm here, might as well do it without being too invasive. I cleaned everything up. I got the exhaust manifolds from the 62 on here, the valve covers, um, intake 4-barrel intake manifold from a older Chrysler. I don't know what exact year it's from. It might be from 61, 62. I'm not sure. Because I didn't want to use the thermoquad manifold because I kind of wanted to keep the look of an older motor. So that's why I went with the 4-bolt valve covers. And it has the old Mopar Chrysler logo thing on it. So that kind of keeps with the period that I'm looking for. And those who know anything about these, they added 2 extra bolts on the bottom for the later big blocks. I found a really thick gasket, so I didn't have to worry about the valve cover actually hitting the head. So, and then I just kind of plugged the hole a little bit with some RTV stuff. So it's sealed all the way around without that RTV on there, but I just wanted to kind of cover that hole that was there. So to put a 440 in this car was the same as putting the later 361 in. The 440 will bolt right up to the 62 trans with a 62 torque converter and kind of like an adapter plate, if you will, because it's a cast crank. You need a weighted torque converter, which these do not. And so the flex plate, if you will, has kind of a notch cut out of it, so it simulates like a weighted torque converter. That's really the only way to go about it, because the later model transmissions, they had a different number of splines on them, so you can't put a later weighted torque converter into these ones unless you have like, unless you use an older one and like welded the magnet on it or something like that. So this is the easiest way to do. So you got your kind of like cast crank adapter flex plate thing, if you will, which really isn't much at all, to just mate a transmission from 62 to a motor from 77. So I don't know if you got all that. But anyway, so the motor's pretty much ready to go, besides, you know, I gotta do wires and things, but it's pretty much there. I kind of shifted over to the transmission. I cleaned it all up. I was debating about rebuilding it. What do I want to do? I'm gonna try and just get away with replacing a couple seals on it. I'm gonna drop the pan, see how it looks like inside. The fluid looked really good that was in there, wasn't burnt or nothing. So these transmissions are pretty bulletproof, so I figured, we'll bolt her right up, throw her in, and see if she goes. If it doesn't, well, I guess I'll worry about it then. I really don't want to spend the money on rebuilding it, and I don't have confidence in my own ability to rebuild one. So that's where I'm at with that. So yeah, I've been working on kind of that. Let's see, the car itself hasn't changed a whole lot. I've been working on a little bit here and there. I put some rocker moldings on the car. I'm working on some of the molding here. I got a piece that's not bent because the one that was on there was bent. I'm putting some sound deadening in, and kind of cleaning up the floor and putting a coat of like a rust preventative encapsulator primer stuff on the floor. And I also put some insulation on the ceiling. This stuff has like an adhesive back on it and is very sticky. And then to cover up the seams, I just kind of use some of that foil like HVAC tape that you just get at any hardware store. So that should help keep her cool in here in the sun and dampen any noise. So yeah, sound deadener on the floor. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. It's still got kind of the spray stuff in the middle. I'm gonna leave that alone. Put some more sound deadener on the pans, bend the back. I'll probably put some sound deadener on the package tray. Yeah. What else we got going here? Trunk really hasn't changed a whole lot. I did weld in a new piece here. This was all rotted out, and I got cut a piece off of a donor car. That was really nice. Put it on. So that's just kind of tacked a bit around. It's not fully in. I kind of jump around from here to there to whatever I feel like working on day to day. Yeah. So I got that. I fixed this lower grill piece here. Whatever you want to call this. The grill goes above it, and this is kind of like the radiator would sit behind this. This piece was all bent up here. I found one that wasn't bent, but this bottom part was bent. So I drilled out all the spot welds that were on it and figured I'd combine the two into one good one, but I really didn't want to spot weld it back on. So what I did is I found these kind of like riv nuts or something, rivet nut type things. They got like a head on them that has some teeth on the back side that'll bite into metal, and then you just put a nut on the back side, and it just kind of tightens down, kind of like a carriage nut, but it just bites into the metal. Yeah, So then that'll all get painted, and I think it looks kind of nice. These little heads like that. Nobody will ever see this unless you just watch this video. But I like the way it looked. Oh yeah, here's some of those nuts. I'll show you the back side of the, or bolts I should say. Show you the back side of the heads here. Focus, yeah, you can kind of see there's three little kind of nubs that bite in and grab, so you can tighten it and that won't spin. Tighten it too much and it will spin. So, but yeah, I used those on actually my Impala for the putting the grill in because they were riveted in, and so you have to drill all the rivets out, and most of the guys kind of use these instead of pop riveting it back in because they look nice. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just kind of jumping here and jumping there and working on what I can when I can. Oh yeah, I guess maybe I'll touch on this. These cars don't have park; they have a tail shaft brake, parking brake, emergency brake. It's like a little mini drum, and that just goes on the tail shaft there, and then you got your little baby shoes. I got them here. Here's some new ones. Yeah, so it was pretty rusty on the inside, but I put it in a lathe and I sanded it all out, and it looks really good. You can see little pits and stuff in there. I'm not going to bring it to a machine shop to have it turned, or I work in a machine shop. I'm not going to turn it myself because I'm going to have to make a fixture and stuff like that, because it's just a parking brake. It's not like I need it to actually stop the car from motion. It's just the car's parked, the shoes pushed out against the drum, and it just stops it. So some pits here and there on there isn't going to hurt anything, and eventually they'll probably all just go away. So yeah, working on that stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. This one went a little bit longer than normal, whole 13 minutes almost. So thanks for watching. I'll try and I keep saying that I try and do more videos more often, but you know, just don't think about it. I just come on here, just start working on stuff. But yeah, it's making good progress. I was hoping to be done this year, but I don't think so. So we'll shoot for next year. Thanks. See ya.